Yeah, well, de la Piensa, a good friend.
Yes.
He's my friend.
Elio was like, I'm on TV. I'm an actor. And I was like, oh, man. I said, what do you do? He said, I have this show, Casetes and Planetas. And I said, oh.
It's
and
so good to see you say that.
I know. And I went and I said, wait a minute, man. I said, and I looked at some of the stuff online. Because it was the early days of the internet back then. I mean, literally, it just wasn't as far advanced as it was, because this was around 2009, around that time. And dude, I said, I would love to come see you do your show. And he said, Day, come be on the show, right? And I was like, okay. And I visited him at Global TV, and Elio just looked out for me. And the thing is, I couldn't act. Like, he wouldn't, because of the rules, they wouldn't let me play a character. But I could play myself.
You could be yourself.
So I remember we had this thing called Querido o Bombero. So I'm not saying it right, but it was Bombero. And
the fireman.
Yes, the fireman.
Bombero. You said right.
Bombero.
You said right.
And I said, and Elio sat me there. He said, you just stand there and be Terry Crews. And he said, and so Elio's like, I have Terry Crews. He's in to see you. And I was like, hi, I'm Terry Crews. And I'm yelling at this fireman on the wall, right? And it hit with Brazil. So when people started to see, they're like, wow, this guy's willing to come do our comedy.
Yes.
I had such a fun day. It was, and listen, and also I had a guide named Tony, who took me all around, Tony Santos. I'll never forget this. He took me all around Brazil. He was the sweetest man ever. I said, Tony, man, if I could bring you back to the States, because I wasn't making a lot of money. I said, but you are such a good man. And he would take me to eat. I remember getting the Brazilian steakhouses and the food, and he took me to see Christ the Redeemer. And then I actually went to his house and ate dinner with his wife and his kids. And because it was home, and it made me feel at home. And I said, man, I love this. And Tony, it made it a spiritual thing for me.